Thank you, Sandra, and thank you, Tim. Thank you, everybody here at Quail Ridge Books for hosting us tonight. I'd like to welcome you all to our monthly series, and thank you for coming. My name is Stacy Cochran. As most of you know, I'm the organizer for the Raleigh Right to Publish group. It's about 1,000-member strong writers group who we have a bunch of stuff going on every month. A little bit about our panelists. At my far left here, your far right, we have Linda Rohrbough.
My fan club, thank you.
Linda has been writing professionally since 1989 and has more than 5,000 articles and 7 books to her credit. Wow. She's received awards in both fiction and nonfiction, including 3 national awards. Her most recent book, Weight Loss Surgery with the Adjustable Gastric Band, which is the book that we have here, co-authored with Robert Sewell, MD, was published by Da Capo Lifelong Books. Linda has several how-to articles on the NC Writers Network website. Visit her website at lindarohrbough.com. So that's Linda, and I'm reading this actually from the North Carolina Writers Network newsletter. So, given all the economic crises that we're under, how would you characterize the state of publishing? How would you characterize it any differently? Have you seen anything that sort of contradicts that, agrees with it?
You know, what I keep getting asked about, because my computer background is e-books. Everything's going to go to e-books. We're not going to have paper books anymore. I have the privilege of having been around when the VCR came out. You guys remember that? Remember how they said we're never going to go to the movie theater again? Did that happen? No. What happens is these new technologies open up new realms for us. So like there are videos now that made money in DVD and VCR, VHS format that would have never made money if they'd have been limited to a movie theater or a television broadcast. And I think there's a whole new world opening up in publishing. A lot of small presses are doing extremely well. Of course, the excitement about readers are up, book sales are up. I think there's always room for somebody who's good. And, as tragic as it is, some of the people I love have died, like John Updike died recently. Somebody's got to fill those shoes, folks. Somebody maybe from here. So I'm really optimistic. Of course, I tend to be optimistic, but I love books, I love publishing, I love writing, I love reading, and I don't know that that's going to go away.
Very good. I got a couple of questions sort of geared towards paths to publishing for aspiring writers. I do want to mention Linda's book. I should have mentioned the title before. The title is Weight Loss Surgery and the Adjustable Gastric Band. Everything you need to know before and after surgery to lose weight successfully. I'll get a copy of this passed around. You have written a number of, thank you, kind of self-help, nonfiction type books. How many folks in the audience are thinking about publishing or writing that kind of book? Sort of nonfiction, potentially self-help. We've got a few people here. What paths to publication would you recommend for them? What kinds of things should they be doing if they want to see their book in print?
Okay, well, the first thing I'd say is persistence. And that's what I keep hearing from the people who have made it. It's not about talent, it's about persistence. It's about staying with it. There's a talent, my friend Debbie Macomber will tell you talent is on every street corner. And it is. But the people who can stay with it are the ones who make it. If I were you, I'd write for anybody who let me. And I still write for free. When I was in LA and decided I wanted to start writing about computers, I wrote for free for 3 years for computer user groups. And nobody paid me. And the first article I wrote, I was so scared I didn't spell check it, and they didn't either. So, but they asked me to write another one. And you've got to find a place where you can contribute. You've got to find your voice. The only way that stuff happens is by getting out there and doing it. And let me tell you where the easiest paths to some of these places are. My saying is, where there are problems, there are opportunities. There are no problems, there are no opportunities. The people who have the biggest problems finding writers to write for them are nonprofit groups with newsletters. How many of you are a member of a writers group? Okay. The writers groups have a terrible time finding anybody to write for their newsletter. Did you know that? And I don't know, we're all writers. You'd think, they'd all be jumping up and down, but they're not. So find a space to write in, and I would suggest join a computer, any kind of computer group would work, but any kind of nonprofit group, but especially writers groups, and go to the newsletter editor and say, do you have any trouble getting submissions? They will love you. And start writing. And then let the paths open up from there.